and let us all do we can to build a better future.
I think that this pretty well, I don't know what more can be said about this issue other than to note that we are moving into a point here. A story from NBC News. During this global health crisis, 8 million Americans slipped into poverty. They pointed out that everybody got $1,200.
Oh, man. And E. Heller was talking earlier, since this is the start of Hanukkah, that this would be the new story of Hanukkah when you got $1,200 to last for 8 months.
Well, there you go. Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got something I want to say. We hear these politicians and these blue checkmark people and the corporate media pundits, especially when we covered on yesterday's show, the corporate media pundits saying, oh, the people need another $1,200 check because they'll save it. How dare you? Because we've seen from corporate media and these politicians and these blue checkmark people say personal responsibility and we don't have time for big ideas. Hey, guys, personal responsibility. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. You could say that safely in your ivory tower like, oh, I don't know, that one pundit, Stefan Rule, who'd like to do that great little humble brag that I read to Daniel and everyone else on Tuesday's show. Let me tell you something. You guys can say all that stuff in your little ivory tower as much as you want, but know this. As you look down amongst the masses are looking right back up at you because the real enemy isn't some foreign power overseas or some evil group that's taking a job. No. See, that's propaganda. The real bad guys are the extreme centrists who've been running this whole sick show.
Well, here's the thing. The study was from Columbia University, and it basically took into consideration the amount of money that was being pumped into the economy with the extra unemployment and the $1,200. They noted that the monthly poverty rate increased from 15 to 16.7% from February to September 2020. And the increases in poverty rates were particularly acute for Black and Hispanic people as well as for children. I should note also that a family of 4 earning less than $26,200 a year is considered living below the poverty line in the U.S., according to the Department of Health and Human Services. So this is what's happened, okay? So we've got 8 million more people who have gone into poverty. Now, anybody who's ever been in poverty can tell you that it's much harder to get out of poverty than it is to slip into it. Because once you move into poverty, once you move into a situation where you are struggling to put together the basics, at that point, you're playing catch up, and even small little events suddenly become much bigger events and maybe can make it that much harder to recover. So, for example, if you spill a cup of coffee on your work uniform and you have to take it in to get it cleaned and spend some money on that, that money can't go to your electric bill, and then you're trying to get your electric bill back on if it's been shut off, and if it's been shut off, it's hard to get your kids into school that day because they're working from home. And if the kids are not in school that day, the truant officer comes up. Now you've got to think about hiring a lawyer because you're in trouble. I mean, that's fairly dramatic, but that's an example of how very tiny things can make your life very difficult. If you're deciding between $5 for a bottle of cough medicine or that $5 which you need to get back and forth from work that day, these are decisions that make life extraordinarily difficult. And we've got now 8 million more Americans who are in that predicament. And that is demoralizing, it is damaging, and I'm going to say that it is actively dangerous, not only for the people who are experiencing poverty, but for society itself, because we know that poverty is associated with things like crime, poor health, poor educational outcomes, mental health issues. This is bad.
Yeah, it's just so many different trees that can get you into poverty. Like another one I was thinking of is maybe you just parked over, you didn't pay for parking because you couldn't pay for parking at that point in time, so you got a $75 ticket, which you couldn't pay immediately. You go over the 14-day time, at least here in Chicago, which then they will increase the fine. And if you don't pay that, because now you can't go from 75 not being able to pay that to 150. And so a month down the line, your car gets towed and you lose your job. I mean, there's so many ways. America really should be a country where it's easier to get out of poverty than it is to fall in it, not the other way around.
And here's the thing. Those people shoplifting for food, there's a reason why they're doing it. It's just not out of, just for laughs. It's to survive in a country where tax breaks go to the billionaires, corporations get bailed out, and money for a joint strike fighter that can't even fly at night. I forgive those people who are stealing food because you know what? They shouldn't be put into that spot, but they have to. You want to know why they have to? It's because they don't want to see their loved ones starve. And I'm pretty sure neither any of one of us want to see that happen too. And it's going to become it's going to be happening more and more. You're going to see it happen more and more. And the thing is, I understand. I won't judge. I understand.
Here's the thing. My gym is right now having a toiletries drive for a local shelter pantry kind of situation. They're looking for full-size toiletries, personal care products. What they have said is that the demand for this one local pantry has increased over 300%.
Yet we always get told that Venezuela and Cuba, oh no, we don't want all that. There'll be bread lines and people starving. Wait, what? Oh, that's happening here. Very convenient, MSNBC and CNN. UBI, Medicare for All, debt forgiveness. Does that sound like a bad idea? Because it sure as heck doesn't, because it's right now in our own backyard.
And this pantry is on the north side.
The north side, which is the good part of Chicago too, folks.
Yeah, I wonder when we're going to get back into the Depression era, heroes robbing banks era.
Well, I remind everybody that Chicago is home to the Depression sandwich, which is actually a Chicago-style hot dog. There was a guy, he had his cart, and he would sell you a hot dog with mustard and onion and celery salt and what we call sport peppers for 5 cents, or if you didn't have 5 cents, he'd sell it to you for 4. And so that's how we are. The Chicago-style hot dog, actually, we have 2 ideas here about the hot dogs. We've got the Depression style, which is very Spartan, and the garden on a bun, in which it has lettuce and tomato and cucumber, but always mustard, no ketchup, and celery salt. Very important.
You know what? I also want to say one thing, too. It's going to be a controversial statement in 3, 2, 1, but Chicago's greatest patriot is good old Al Capone.
He ran the soup kitchens.
He did. He did some good things. He did bad things, but he also did some good things.
He was an utter and complete psychopath, but unlike many psychopaths, he was intelligent. Many psychopaths are not.
Yeah.
Capone was extremely intelligent, and so he knew how to get the common people on his side.
And to that, if we had the money, like if you control the soup kitchens in Chicago over the next 6 months, you control Chicago.
Yep. Well, gee, maybe. Ghost of Al Capone, guide us.
Happy 2020. I mean, last year, I was reviewing operas on this show.
Oh man!
And
right. Remember, Lena, when we went to a play, and that was a thing that existed.
Please, we were at the Lyric Opera. I was reviewing operas on this show, and now I am talking about Al Capone being a hero because he controlled the soup kitchens.